Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector here, and this week I have with me the Lightning Gundam and Mark II weapon systems. Still no stand, like I've said in the previous video. And this is what it looks like in Wave Rider mode. Unfortunately, like I said, no stand, so I can't really display it properly. And I actually have the instructions for the Mark II weapon systems. Oh, excuse me. Again, that's the lemonade. Ah, here it is. It says to peg it in right there in between the Lightning's legs. That's not a good idea at all. Seriously, with how loose mine's waist is, it would, it's not going to do it now, but it has a slight bit of sag to it. So the most ideal mounting point is actually the hard point on its back, and the Lightning Gundam has a lot of hard points, which we are going to cover as soon as I'm done ripping this thing from its body, as soon as I remove all of the weapons to make things easier. I will go through all of the Lightning's weapons, with the exception of the beam sabers, because those are going to be a bitch to pull out, and I never cut out the saber blades, although I probably should have gotten around to it. I just don't like displaying models with beam sabers because it's too much of a hassle. Heck, I just don't like displaying anything with the beam sabers because it's too much of a hassle. Okay. It has 3 gun barrels, a small shield, and come on. It's actually easier to take apart if you do remove the waist from the body like so. It's also easier to assemble this way, but due to how I assemble it, I assume, the back does not like having the Weapon Systems Mark II attached to it because it's heavy. It is the heaviest thing. It is the heaviest booster kit that I own. Because apparently the guy who designed it doesn't know how physics works. Or at least doesn't know that this much mass can weigh a lot. So it's still technically in backpack mode. And now that I can put them back together, this is what the Lightning Gundam should look like when you're going... See, that's what I meant. That's exactly what I meant. I didn't want that to happen, but it did, just to show you what I meant. But anyway, this is what it should look like before you attach it to these hard points on its elbows. Yeah, you attach it on the elbows, not on the back like so. Which, you know, it would make way more sense that way. But it's an it's supposed to be based off the REGZ, but the thing is, it actually shares absolutely no parts with the REGZ model kit whatsoever. Go figure. Okay. That is highly unusual. I do believe one of the pieces on the Lightning is slightly loose. say slightly, because of how I was looking at it. Yeah, there is no way I'd be able to do the beam sabers anyway. They are in there really tight, and I would not be able to get them out without screwing up the model any worse than it already is. Also, when you are folding up the feet, be careful. They do like to lock in this position, and yeah, and there we go. It takes a few tries, and you have to have a gentle touch to do it, but it is still... Also, this gray piece on here, that's actually a decal, because they were too lazy to print out the part to make the that part of the leg in that gray color. I actually have not painted... Well, that's a lie. I have painted... I painted the chest vents. That's the only part that I've painted on this thing. It hasn't really needed that much paint. I know the paint would make it look better. I just... no. I don't know how much paint is left in that one marker. All I know is that I don't want it to run out, because I've been using it. I've used it a lot on the Exia and the on the build burning and the try burning, just mostly on those two heads, but you get the gist. To be quite honest about the Lightning Gundam, I like it as a standalone model. I do not like it with its Mark II weapon systems. And I'm talking about the model. In the show, it goes faster than a Gundam using Trans Am. It was going up against the Arios, not the it was going up against the Kyrios, not the Arios or the Harut. Both of those are far superior models, in my opinion, and technically superior mobile suits. So, would this thing be able to stand up? This thing is also much, much taller than the, I wouldn't say much. Let me bring in the, tri-burning and put it in front of it. This thing actually stands taller than it by quite a bit, actually. Like by about 2 heads, I want to say. Because it just kind of looms over it. Let's try standing them side by side. That might be a better... Yeah, it's about 2 heads taller. The Tri-Burning's head only comes up to its chest. That's ridiculous. And as I said in the Tri-Burnings video, this thing is essentially assembled the same way that the Tri-Burning Gundam is. The shoulders, the elbow, well, the parts are different, but the way you attach the pieces together themselves is all the same. And this is the first model kit that I've gotten so far that uses up all of the polycaps. It even has it has ball joints in its shoulders. And it's just wow. This thing used up all of the polycaps, and that basically means that it isn't. All of its parts are swappable with any of the other build customs, I assume, because Bandai, at the time of the first build fighters, they were trying to unify construction for their model kits, and it's evident. It is very evident in this one, especially after you. I really didn't hop on until after I got the amazing Exia, but after I put together the build burning and the try burning and then this one, it is very evident that they unified construction for all of their models. At least in, like, you know, after you build, like, say, the entire leg and the foot and things, I could swap the feet from this thing with the try burning, and they'd attach the exact same way. That's what I'm trying to say. All of the hard points on these are unified now. Speaking of hard points, it has them right here, here, on the tops of the shoulders, on its front skirt, on its elbows, on the back of its skirt, and on its back. It has a lot of hard point mounting points. And they actually tell you to put this on the back of the arm, which is kind of weird because it gets in the way. But I prefer mounting it on the leg, like so. It stays out of the way, and you barely even notice it at all. I do like the Lightning's legs, by the way. They're nice and smooth and have that retro mobile suit feel to them. Because this is based off the REGZ, as said earlier, which is actually based off the Zeta, and the REGZ is from the Char's Counterattack, which came out in 1988, the year I was born. So, yeah, the design is actually quite modernized, though. It also came with the rifle and the sniper rifle barrels. And I also assembled, it comes with one extra hand, open fingers hand, holding, and both of those are its default holding things hands. Let me put the this thing in, and I assume it's so it can this is so irritating. So it can hold the rifle like so. Let's see if it can do it when I swap out for the long barrel. Nope, starting to sag. I'm gonna try this off camera. Nope, doesn't look like it'd be able to do it for the long barrel either. Mostly because of the size of the back of the gun. It can, however, swapping the hands, boop, and plugging that in there. Okay, sorry about that. Had to mute the mic briefly to say something to someone else. And come on, you can do it. I do apologize for doing this off camera, but again, models are far more delicate than action figures are. Here we go. Sniper mode. Yep, it's sagging. This thing's joints are so loose, it's ridiculous. But I'd assume that's my fault. And it's sagging again. God. And that's with its two default guns. It does sort of plug into the shoulder. This little narrow piece can fit inside that the end right there. I don't know what that's for. It looks like a targeting sensor, but it's like an energy cap or something. I don't know. Anyway, the shield can attach to the there we go, to the barrel of the rifle and act as a stand for it. And it works for either barrel. The only barrel it doesn't work for is the the Mark II barrel. And that would be this. This is probably my preferred barrel for the gun. And you can't just, you know, put it on and then slide it. You actually have to slide it all the way on. It only comes with one of these for one gun. You'd think it would come with two or something, but I think that has to do with the Mark I weapon system, which I might get later. Might. Hopefully that thing won't make this thing sag backwards and snap its spine in half. Oh, spoilers! Yeah, this thing does not enjoy standing up straight in the least. Anyway, this is actually the back system Mark II in mounting mode. Yeah, you heard me. In default mode, I'm going to disassemble it now and then reassemble it. Come on, where is it? Oh, right there. This little peg right here, that peg right there by my right thumb, will go into that little hole right there by my left. Come on. And there. This is what the back system looks like in solo deployed mode. A lot of these parts are very heavy, weighty, and have lots of mass to go with their weight. These two bits and the nose cone itself are the guilty party of this model kit. Now, to get the back booster into backpack mode, whoops. Too high there. These should be tilted, and this should be folded back. This part goes forward, and now the tricky part. To get the ideal mounting point for this thing, these gun barrels by the shoulders should be pushed forward, and that's going to happen a lot, so you have to kind of have it leaning forward to give it the illusion that it's not going to fall completely backwards, because this thing, the entire backpack is so guiltily heavy. I want to like it so much, but I can't because it keeps making this thing fall over backwards, and yeah, you can already see that the spine is starting to give. Well, it does one thing right. You're about to see me accomplish that. Again, off camera so it doesn't go tumbling down and smashing into a billion pieces. This thing took me about 5 hours to build, like the tri-burning. No, wait. Tri-burning took me about 4.5, or was it 5? I don't remember. The tri-burning, not tri-building. The tri-burning Gundam was the model I built in the least amount of time. The Amazing Exia is the one I took the most amount of time on because I wanted to take my time with it and be leisurely with it. This one I got out of the way, which might be why it's built so shoddily. And why it has so many problems. because if I got a display stand, that's where this thing would stay. Probably won't sag now that the parts are all, you know, joined up. But the fact that it only has one little itty-bitty tiny single mounting point, it's going to start sagging backwards. And that big-ass nose cone, oh, I pushed it all the way down. That kind of helped. And there it is with that. Now, the moment I try to take it apart, it's going to start falling over backwards again. It actually helps if I take that off first. The other problem is once something goes in a hard point on this thing, it's almost impossible to pull it off. So keep that in mind. If you want the Mark II weapon systems in the Lightning Gundam and the Mark I, I suggest you get 2 Lightning Gundams. If you want to display them in Wave Rider mode, you might have to get 4 of each, because these backpacks are not like the ones from the first season where you can just get the suit all bundled together. No, you have to buy them individually. I understand why they did that, so it can, you know, you can put the backpack on a different kit if you wanted to, and you didn't want to buy the Lightning Gundam. I understand that, but still, it would have been nice. Like having the Lightning Gundam bundled with the Mark I system and then having the Mark II system come out later as its own thing. Now it's not falling over backwards like crazy. I guess it depends on how you have the nose cone positioned, but you do have to have these barrels kind of leaning more forward than they should. Hoy! And now, like I said in the last video, damn, it's already been 20 minutes. That white mounting point for the Build Burning Gundam is going to be used for that. Don't exactly, you know, think this thing will be able to stand up straight with this backpack attached to it. It won't. And I still have to go over the Lightning Gundam and the the backpack you already saw. It's just 1 page, 2 pages. Well, it's technically 1 page folded into quarters. So, you know, there's that. Oh, that's so much better. Let's see if you can handle it. Probably not, because you're small and... Yeah, no. But that's what that point is meant for. What fell off? Oh dear. That's what that's meant for. It would be pretty much the same on the burning, on the build burning, but you know, just for example, that's what its single peg hard point looks like. And bit of a difference here. I did take some liberties the last time you've seen the Amazing Exia. I customized it slightly and gave it a red mantle. Yes, it looks like the Exia Repair, the Amazing Exia Repair, except there's nothing wrong with it. I just folded the shoulder down and gave it a red mantle, because I thought it looked awesome. And the Amazing Exia actually has 3 hard points on its back in a row for either 1 peg or 2 peg attachments. This one is a single peg, so it's going to go dead center. Doesn't go in very far. And wow, amazingly, amazingly, the Amazing Exia can actually handle the Mark II weapon system. Let's see what it looks like from the front. Wow, that actually looks pretty awesome. I might leave it on this thing. Even with the mantle, it looks friggin' awesome. Oh wait, it's tilted slightly. That looks awesome! I can't stop saying that. This is just like when I put together the tri burning in its burning mode. Holy crap! I did not expect this to work as well as it did. Wow. So I guess it's the amazing Exia Mantle Mark II. Neat. Okay, we're going to move you off since, you know, works better. And now we're going to focus back on you, Mr. Tall and Lanky. That was fortunate. Its gun fell off, and then, you know, just didn't actually fall off into the abyss. And now you have the info for it. It's all in Japanese, so I can't read it. There's Kosaka Yuma. Mobile suit. And if it weren't, this is a scale 1/144 of a apparently 19.4 meter mobile suit. And what's the scale? The build burning, the tri burning, and by extension the build burning, is only 17.7 meters tall. And here's the specs on this thing. Based on the RGM Sniper 2 and the... oh man, I forgot the name of the one from the first season of 00. Not the Kyrios. The Kyrios is the Sheridan, the Zanbanya... Dynamis! That's it! I knew I'd remember it eventually. And there's the REGZ. See, there's the shield and how it plugs into the shoulder. Pardon me, my hair is getting in my face. And right there, I didn't paint that, but that's supposed to be a Vulcan gun, or a Vulcan cannon inside of its left arm. It's way more painted and detailed than I'd ever be able to make it, but, you know, take what you can get. That's guns. And the 1-point Technic stuff with the backpack. Other units in the series. And Team Tri-Fighters. First version. Not really much else to go on. The rest of the pamphlet is filled with the instructions on how to put it together and all that nonsense. Hoy. So, I guess that's that. This has been Game Collector, and I will see you all next week, probably with another Gundam. So, later. Also, it won't be a model kit, so, again, later.